Hello and welcome to episode 13 of my Final Fantasy Endwalker playthrough. Today we actually go to Garlemald. That's the plan. That's me. I'm wearing my coat. I have set up my glam. I have a special glam which has just this coat on, and the rest is all the same, so I can toggle it back and forth. Tataru is desperately trying to retain her composure as she prepares to see you off for another perilous journey. I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? Ooh, this is... Actually, it's the morning. We shouldn't have too much of a queue with this, with any luck. It's an honour to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal. If there is aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you are ready to depart, I will ready the engines. Upon boarding the airship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Then it's a good job I decided to end last episode where I did. In addition, you will be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points in the event blah 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 blah. Please note that you enter the blah 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 blah. Let us go. No duty queue? Because it is 10 AM in the morning?
Ilsabard, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly? On the outskirts of the imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius, the winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
We've received word from Thancred's reconnaissance party. They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that. Maxima reports that they're led by Virgilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus' death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
They sound tempered.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald. The very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so?
Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of magitek armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into two groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Meanwhile, at the Imperial supply depot,
your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Pistola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right, once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's magitek with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
we playing Thancred for this? Yes. We only have the 5 abilities. Standard combo, tank ability, invisibility, bewilderment bomb. Throw a bomb that confuses our dogs, neutralizing them. Has no effect on imperial source. So that's explicitly for the dogs. Okay. I assume there's nothing else you wish to confirm. You may commence the mission as soon as you're ready. Go over the final details of the plan. Learn about mission-exclusive actions. In the coming battle, you'll fight as Thancred. You have 2 objectives. Plant explosives on the Imperial magitek. Deactivate the frontline magitek units via the command terminal. If the guards detect you and pursue you, the enemy force will become more aware of the threat you pose, as indicated by the threat awareness gauge. The gauge will gradually fill until you defeat all alerted enemies. If the gauge is completely filled, the guards will call for reinforcement and the mission will end in failure. Use swift deception to avoid detection as you go about completing your objectives. Okay. So, nice high camera, we can see over this. We can assume swift deception is going to allow us to get past those, so let's wait for that thing to turn around. Now let's go. Okay. Looks like we have full speed while we have it up though. Commence the mission. Are you ready? Yes.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Because I can almost only get around him without, or those without issue. I don't know how big their vision cone is. How best to approach that? Oh, wait. That cancels that. They're magitek, so we're not going to be able to silence those. It's the guard dogs we need to worry about. So we'll follow behind that thing once it's passed. Because again, I don't know the range of their aggro, so let's not take any risks. We've got guard dogs there. No use hiding. They'll soon snip you out. Looking prepared. Okay, so that's its smell radius. They are looking this way though. They are looking this way-ish. Just going back and forth. This might be too soon. Get away from here. Should do the trick now to hide and send word.
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Okay, wait for that slasher to wander away. And I'm not going to go straight away through, because that sounds like a bad idea. Let's have a look. We could use the extra monitor as a more convenient way to look around this corner, but no, we can see perfectly clear from here. Okay. Yeek, get in here. I think this is just a case of sneak past all of them and get to that guy over there. Because he could be in range of them, or those two could be in range of each other. So yeah, I think it's pay attention to this guy, ignore everything else, and we're following that guy. We have 10 seconds. I'm going to assume that one and that one are in sync. It's going to put them both there. Ah no, they're running all the way across. In which case we have a pair of opportunities. But ideally we want to be basically waiting until it's about to leave. Now. Let's get inside quickly. Try and find a better place to hide. There isn't one. Get out of here! Perfectly done. Flawless. Wasn't even aware that we were there.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
The problem is that that's going to have killed the guards that we knocked out in between the magitek. A few moments later, at the rear of the Ilsbardian Contingency Supply Caravan.
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now. If they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but... Wait! Something's coming!
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
Am I going to be afforded the opportunity to Hooten first? Not that I need to anymore, but still. It's nice to have the option.
Fighters! Protect the others!
Leave our healer alone.
A brief respite, but stay alert. Keep the carriages safe.
Get to the carriages in the front also, so it does want me to head up.
What impeccable timing! Fear not, friends! The savior of Ishgard is here!
Good lord, he's worse than Tataru. At least Tataru wants to try.
A fine display, but the other carriages are in danger. Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
I already have. I'm waiting for them. Hey, I'm here to fight you.
I've been itching for a good scrap.
Damn it, the fact I'm uploading is causing me to have a little bit of lag. At least I'm not bullying my ninjutsus, but still. Omnidirectional. I don't know why I did that. It doesn't matter.
You lot all right back there? We're fine and ready for more. Hear that? Get to the front and turn the tide.
I have been sent forward. Meanwhile, on the front line. I wonder if this duty became a Rhubarb Extreme esque affair on launch, because obviously I'm a fair bit behind now.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal in time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
His guy's still breathing, he just can't cast sleep like you can.
That I did.
That's Virgilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them!
I was wondering when you'd turn up. There's no stopping us now. Come on. Let's show them what we're made of.
Hey, we're fighting with Pippin. Yes, we got it
now.
off.
Forward!
That's a lot of enemies.
Right! Let them have it!
That's a raging ball!
I thought my ninjutsus were off charge. They weren't. Nope, big guy has come.
Virgilia.
Do not fall behind!
before the sun!
May your scream fill the air!
Boom. We are now in Garlemald. I think that's done.
The worthy adversary! Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death. Sadu Hatun!
Are you still holding out hope for Serena? She's already said that she has no interest in you.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan?
It was okay when I left it.
Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain.
Wait.
800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here.
It is does Enmixelk.
Bested by the Kovosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth. Freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. The chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the magitek revolution.
That was you, wasn't it?
How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed, bitterly so.
He did just confirm that was him.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
Her buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Doesn't it already have one?
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
Okay, first things first. Map. The map was the second thing. Oh look, there's one right over here. A fate, but it's about to be completed, would never make it over there in time. Junkmongerer, Mender, Delivery Moogle. Let's speak with these two. It shouldn't be long before we have a half-decent camp with so many helping hands. I was concerned the snow might hinder our progress, but our Ishgardian friends are used to working in conditions like these. In spite of the obstacles we'll face, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little further, and we'll reach the capital itself. Still, I mustn't get ahead of myself. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking your Stroller and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Alistair and I will meet you there. A meeting? Yes, I'll make my way over once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we've arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. 'Tis the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Aether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill of the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I should be with you in a few moments. You'll be pleased to know that most of the Tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is still exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there's no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled in a single, at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Aye, although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. So, I was merely thinking out loud. You mentioned a meeting? I will make my way there. Hey, people to talk to. I've got to stop doing this, it takes so much time. Nah, who am I kidding? I'm always going to do this. Vigili is in our care, along with the rest of the Tempered. Glory to Garlemald, glory to Garlemald. They still whisper it in their sleep, even as they wreath in pain. Rubon taught me a lot about military strategy during exercises in the Fringe, coordinating units with wildly different capabilities, surveying and securing hostile terrain, that sort of thing. Now I have the chance to put his teachings into practice. We asked the Ironworks members and some of our other comrades to stay with the airships. In the event we're discovered, we must be ready to move them swiftly to a safer location. This is all that remains of the Latrum, home. Sorry, my Amazon-owned digital assistants lit up for some reason. Homes becoming empty husks. If this is the state of the outlying village, I dread to think what became of the capital. Hell's bells, this place is bloody freezing. Rather be tied in the topmast of a storm than suffer this cold any longer. Anyone that can spare a swig of rum, that'll sort me right out. The tempered soldiers are sleeping soundly while they undergo treatment. There are too many to attend to at once, but I and the other healers will see to all eventually. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we'll begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers in their ministrations. Of course, I will require a proxy of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
Twould be my honor to be of service. Though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
If there are any survivors, we'll surely find them. Extensive travels is something of an understatement, but I suppose if there's anything else that needs... if there's nothing else that needs doing... Ice fields. I love ice fields. Oh wait, no I don't. Top one. We know why we're here.
I have faith that you will, and look forward to greeting you on your safe return. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
All right. Fine, we'll talk to you. What do you want? There is this odd preconception that Ishgardians have lived their whole lives in the snow, but it really wasn't that bad before the calamity, and afterwards, well, I was rarely more than a few paces from a raging fire. This dreadful place, on the other hand, is nothing but cold, 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 and it's my understanding that Ilsabard has always been this way. Gods, can you imagine? I've never thought myself as much of an explorer, though I suppose my adventures have taken me to all sorts of strange places. With that in mind, traversing an ice field should be a simple feat. Gods be good. If it's this cold with Tartaru's clothing, I dread to think how we'll fare without it. I must remember to thank her when we next meet. It makes me realise too that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like this, even if they'd be hard pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes, if there are any survivors, we must find them quickly. I feel like I missed a sentence there. Oh. Well, okay, we'll talk to you in a second. So it's in the Eblan Rhine we go. But where do we even start looking in such a place? So, we'll call it there for this episode, because otherwise we're going to go well over an hour. So thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed the show. And I will record another episode immediately after this because I finally have the chance to sit down and play this game properly without fear of my computer blowing up on me. So yeah, we're going to get some stuff recorded today. That's the plan. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the show and hopefully I will see you next time. Cheerio.